And here is my playhead. My ModArtAni1 was my first file down here. And I see the folder here in the timeline and all the layers that make up the motion. As I pull the playhead through the timeline and scrub the motion, I see the keyframes and the classic tween animation. Let's take a look at the Riley. Here we have the Riley. And as I select the layer in the timeline, as I select the actual keyframe where the action is happening, on the screen I see the selection. I see which line I'm dealing with. And if I have the move tool, I can grab it, or I can use the arrows on my keyboard. Here is the second keyframe, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth. I already have the motion set. Now I'm going to right click each one and create a classic tween. And when I do that, the computer asks me if I want to convert it into a symbol. I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I don't really notice it. It's just another click. But when I do the head animation and I do the color animation, I have to do this step first in order to see the controls that actually make the color happen. You'll notice this last one is dots. It's not an arrow, and that's because there is no final keyframe. When I right click and insert the keyframe, it turns into an arrow showing a complete tween. Let's go ahead and use this one as a full example. I'm going to space these out substantially. So here I am going to select the transform tool and I'm going to stretch it. And I'm going to go out again, right click, insert a keyframe, and I'm going to make it wide. I'm going to go out about the same amount, maybe a little bit more, right click, insert the keyframe, and on my keyboard, Command Z. This is going to take it back to its original state. Right click, insert keyframe. If I want, I can adjust it manually. Ideally, I'd like to shrink it back to its original size. That's what's going to happen in this very last frame. Right click, insert keyframe. Push it down. Now I have my steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each one becomes a classic tween. All the way to the end. It's going to smooth out all the action. And when you go to Control, Test, and you create the rendered test file, which will play on the internet because this is an HTML file, you'll see that change.